Welcome back to Fox Gamer. I'm Adam Housley. You know, there's all kinds of great games out now for the holiday season, games you might be interested in checking out. Here to talk about him is a unique guy who has a phenomenal web presence. In fact, you may have seen his show, Up, Down, Down on YouTube. I'll get it right. I know I was going to screw it up when I was reading it. Austin Creed, WWE superstar, also known as Xavier Woods, comes in to join us in New York. Austin, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. This is a fantastic studio you've got set up here. I'm very glad to be here.
I know. Tell them they got to bring something out here to Los Angeles. We could use a little bit of a few of the things they have there. But you know, I knew I was going to screw up, down, down. Even though I've seen it now and I've gone through it. It's in front of me. Also on Twitter, by the way, up, and then DWN, DWN.
Yes.
Okay.
Down, down without the O's.
Some really cool games out. Yes, you got it. You read it right, and I'm glad you clarified. We've got some good stuff out there. Some really cool things. And the first one we're talking about is the HTC Vive. Tell us about it. Why do you like it?
Okay, so the HTC Vive virtual reality headsets are super in this year, and this one came out a few months ago, and
right.
What I like about it that sets it apart from different virtual reality headsets is that it's got these two controllers. Now, they're very intuitive, very easy to use. They've got triggers here, buttons here on the edges, and then your thumb pads here. And that makes it so rather than just being in a virtual reality experience where you're kind of watching a movie or watching a scary scene play out in some sort of bedroom or things like that, you are actually immersed in a game that has missions and quests and allows you to actually play the game and be immersed in this virtual environment and actually walk around in physical space as well, where there are a couple of other headsets that you sit and watch, which is fine. It's a fantastic experience, but this one
right.
is very immersive and very interactive.
Make sure you have an open area around you so you don't walk into anything. But
yeah.
I will say now, for people at home who maybe haven't tried this out, for gamers maybe have not tried it out yet, just give us a quick synopsis. I mean, is this as cool as it seems? I mean, obviously this is the beginning of an amazing advancement for gaming and gamers. I mean, is it there yet? Obviously, it's going to get better, but is it there yet for you?
Yeah, so for me, when it first came out, there were a couple of launch games that came with it, and they weren't necessarily fully awesome, flushed-out games, but seeing where this thing can go in the future is what really sells me on
right.
it. And having people come over, we had a house party when I first got it, and there was a virtual reality pool set up, and so when you go into the game, you're actually put into a pool hall with other pool tables, there's darts, and when you play against someone, you see their headset, you see their hands, you see their pool cue, and you can actually have a conversation with them, almost as if you're actually there. So I would say for me, at launch, it was there. But again, like you said, there's going to be more games that come out when people understand how to use the technology
yep.
even more than they already do. But for me, this steps out of the realm of video games. I think video games is actually going to be the smallest part of what we actually use this technology for because it's so intense and so
totally.
immersive. I feel like to go to the opposite end of the spectrum, they could use this in med school and teach kids how to do operations when professors
yeah.
can't be there, things like that.
Absolutely, and put you in places that you would not normally be. Great stuff, and we'll, of course, go down that path as those things come forward. In the meantime, Final Fantasy 15.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so this is a game that Final Fantasy fans have been waiting for years. It is absolutely fantastic. But the cool thing about it is that it's kind of touted as the game that Final Fantasy fans have been waiting for and a great introduction to first-time Final Fantasy players. Because if you're unaware, Final Fantasy games are all standalone games. There's a ton of them in the spectrum. Just because this is 15, excuse me, doesn't mean that there hasn't been other ones. There's Final Fantasy Tactics. There's tons of them.
Right.
But this one is great because it brings in the side of gamer that's not necessarily based in an RPG, role-playing games, and fighting bad guys and gaining experience and leveling up. It has a good aspect for the casual gamer as well. So it's really cool because it's kind of one of those games that might bring people together from opposite ends of the gaming world, which is a really cool thing to be a part of. And the storyline is super immersive. It's great. It looks amazing. It's fantastic.
Now, one more topic for you, obviously along the lines of Final Fantasy, another very popular game, Street Fighter, Street Fighter V.
Yes. So Street Fighter V, you may be wondering why I would bring this up for the holiday games you get, because this came out last February.
Why would you bring it up?
Yeah, so this past February this came out. But the thing about this, throughout this whole year of 2016, new characters are released every couple of months. And throughout 2017, the same thing is occurring. And actually, December 20th, one of the Street Fighter favorites, Akuma, will be released. And then 5 new characters that are unknown to the Street Fighter universe, so brand new characters. So it's almost like the game gets refreshed every couple of months. And even more intense, they just had the Capcom Cup, which is essentially the Super Bowl for Street Fighter, and the winner walked away with $230,000. So parents
very cool
who are looking for something for their kids to play that might help them out a little bit in the long run, you can pick up Street Fighter and they'll
might pay some bills.
Yeah.
Austin Creed, appreciate you coming on. We'll have you back again. Thanks for bringing all the knowledge and the fantastic knowledge, and we'll have you back talking about more games for sure.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, I'm Adam Housley in Los Angeles, and you're watching Fox Gamer.